Okay people, this is himself. Welcome back to another Tekken 7 Armor King guide. In this video we're going to look at punishers. I'm going to show you the best follow-ups for each one and also look at other moves that give you significant frame advantage. But before we get into things, there's one thing I want to mention. All my testing has been done on Elisa, and that's because she has the best movement, so if a follow-up works on her, it will probably work on everyone else. On the flip side, other characters may have weaker movement, and against them you may have better options, so don't restrict yourselves to what you see in this video. With that out of the way, let's get on with this. So at 10 frames we have 2-1. This is 25 damage and it puts us at +7. Now as long as we're close up, all command throws are viable. They will catch sidesteps and also backdashes. If it hits shallow, then they can escape, but then the best follow-up is D4. This hits all movements and causes 14 frames, a generic hop kick won't crush it. For a mid, go for DF1. This again catches all sidesteps, and against backdashes, it's safe. Now some people may challenge you, so against them, go for F343. This is a counter hit combo, and as long as the first hit sparks, the last hit can be confirmed. A riskier option is back 212. This cannot be confirmed, but on counter hit it's a launcher, and from there you get 80 damage. The only danger is that neither string tracks that well, and the last hit can be ducked. At 12 frames we have back 1-2. This does 29 damage and it's +6 on hit. Unfortunately throws can be stepped, so we have to rely on D4 and DF1. The problem though is that sidewalking can escape. DF4 is weak to sidewalk right and DF1 is weak to sidewalk left. The other thing is that on count hit they get floated and we actually end up doing less damage. Now if that happens, then I'd mix up DF1+2 with DB3. The mid is truly homing and safe, and the sweep is the only low that tracks tech rolls. Where this move is better is in his wall combo. The frame advantage is still the same, but there is no room to backdash. On top of that, people are scared of getting wall splatted, so what they do is just stand still. Because of that, we can use Frankensteiner. This cannot be broken, and once it lands, an addy kick is guaranteed. Unfortunately, they can evade this. What they can do is duck, sidestep and interrupt, but to cover that we have DB24. This is a natural combo and it wall splats. The only problem is that it doesn't jail, and sidewalk right will evade it. So to cover that we have FF3. This is a high, so it can be ducked, but it's fully tracking and it's +2 on block. At 13 frames, Armor King doesn't have anything better, but at 14 we have DB24. In the open, this puts us at +13, and the best option is D4 again. Just like before, it hits all movements and it's only -13 on block. To stop people ducking, we have FF2. This also hits all movements and it's safe. An alternative is DF1+2. Now this is 23 frames, so it can be interrupted, but realistically no one is going to do that, and on hit we get OK. Once people start standing still, that's when we can use throws. My personal choice is chain throws, but you can also use Shining Wizard and mix it with Giant Swing. Now in theory at 14 frames we can use Dark Upper, but the problem with this is that it comes out of crouch dash, so you have to be frame perfect. What that means is that for the majority of players this is a whiff punisher rather than a block punisher. At 15 frames we have Hop Kick. This is pretty much a generic one and we can easily get 60 damage. The problem with this though is that the move has short range, so against moves with pushback we will whiff. To cover that we have back +3. This grants a knockdown and a shoulder is guaranteed. The problem with that though is that at tip range it can be hard to land, and if you whiff the shoulder you are in serious trouble. So to play safe, go for F21. This is a natural combo and it also wall splats, and it also gives us OK. The best option is addy kick. This is all grounded options and it beats out wake up kicks. Sadly they can stand up or back roll into a crouch, but to cover that we have running 3. This is +10 on block and it still beats out wake up kicks. Let's move on to while standing punishers. At 10 frames we have full crouch 1. This puts you at +6, but you also recover crouching. The best option is D4. As you've guessed, this is all movements and they still can't low crush it. For a mid, go for while standing 4. This is all sidesteps and is safe on block. Speaking of while standing 4, this is our 11 frame Punisher. The damage is good and it puts up +5. But because of the distance between us and them, there is no frame trap here. For 12, 13 and 14 frames, Armor King has nothing, but at 15 we have our hop kick. This is the same as his standing one, which I already covered. At 16 frames we have while standing 1, and this does slightly more damage than the hop kick, so you might as well use it. The problem though is that just like that move, the range is not good, so against certain lows you will just have to use while standing 4. At 23 frames we have generic delayed hop kick. This is what you use against tripping lows. The damage is good and so is the height of the launch, but because of the recovery I'd still go for the basic combo. And that brings us to the final Punisher, full crouch DF2. Now most tripping lows are -23, but some are a few frames more, so that's when you can use this. In terms of damage, a true combo is not worth it, but what you can do is a burning knuckle combo. The way to do it is to input the unblockable just before their head hits the floor. Now this will feel finicky at first, but if you do it right, there is no escape. On a grounded opponent it does 83, but against standing it does 92, and in my opinion that makes it worth it. Beyond Punishers, Armor King does have other moves that grant significant frame advantage, and that's what we're going to look at next. One of them is DF1. This was at +7 and you'd expect the follow-ups to be the same as 2-1. But because of the spacing, throws can be stepped, so we have to use DF1 and D4. Also at +7 we have FF neutral 2. The best option as always is D4. For mids we have to mix up DF1 and back +4. DF1 hits all sidesteps apart from sidewalk left, and back 4 hits all sidesteps apart from sidewalk right. Now you could use throws here, but they can be inconsistent. Another move that puts us at +7 is F4. Here D4 is your low and DB2 is your mid. Throws like before are inconsistent. One of the most simple moves that gives us frame advantage is the one jab. This puts us at +8, and here all command throws are viable. To stop them ducking we can use back +4. This covers all sidesteps, so you have nothing to worry about. If you sense that someone's gonna hit buttons, go for DF3. This is a safe count it launcher, and on block it's only -5, so you still have room to maneuver. Similar to the one jab we have 1 + 2 4. This also puts us at +8, so you can use the same tactics. For count it moves we have D3. This puts us at +9, so again same tactics. Another move that gives us plus frames is running 3. This puts us at +10, but we have pushback. Because of that, the mix up that I'd go for is Shining Wizard or DB2. At the wall though it's a different story, because here there is no pushback, and that means that we have better options. 1 + 2 2 and DB24 can be rewarding, but if you just want to play safe, go for D3 and back +4. Both of these will catch sidesteppers and the stunner will keep them by the wall. Another move on count it is 1 2 1. The third hit here will put us at 31 guard frames, and with those we have a range of options. The solid mid is DB1 + 2. This catches all sidesteps and on hit guarantees stomps or a ground throw attempt. If it is blocked then it's +4, so you still have some momentum. For throws we can use Shining Wizard and Giant Swing, but personally I'd go for chain throws. These give us a true 50-50, and to cover duckers we have CD4. Just like the headbutt, this causes a knockdown, and stomps or a ground throw attempt are guaranteed. What we can also do is Rage Drive. I'm not 100% sure on this, but from my testing this is unavoidable. They can't duck or crash guard their way out, so if this is legit it's definitely worth going for. Now the last move is Blindside. On count it, this grants serious plus frames, but rather than discussing it here, what you should do is check out my video on it. This covers setups and follow-ups and is definitely worth a watch. If you've already seen that, then make sure you give this video a like. It really helps out this channel and it motivates me to do more for this character. Now looking ahead, there are more Armor King videos coming, so make sure you subscribe if you want to see those. In the meantime, have fun, play well, and I'll see you guys in the future.